Hello fellow photographers. If you are into shooting infrared photo with film, you probably know that focusing for infrared is different from focusing for visible light. This difference arises because infrared light has a longer wavelength. If you are shooting a roll film camera, you might be lucky enough to have an infrared focus mark on your lens. However, when it comes to shooting with a large format camera, that luxury disappears, leaving you to figure out the infrared focus adjustment on your own. You might have heard that the minor focus difference between visible lights and infrared light doesn't really affect the final image, especially if you stop now your lens. But is that really true? On my recent photography adventure to the Buddha II relic temple, I captured an identical scene using two different film types and filter. The first shot was with Rollei infrared 400 film paired with a 720nm infrared filter, while the second shot was with Formapan 100 film and a red filter. When comparing the two images, the second photo on the right seemed noticeably sharper. However, this comparison wasn't exactly fair, given the difference in film types, ISO, and filter, all of which can influence image sharpness. So, today, I'm diving into a more controlled experiment. I'll be shooting an identical scene with the same film and filter, but with one crucial difference. The first photo will be focused for visible light, while the second photo will have its focus adjusted specifically for the infrared spectrum. From my research, to adjust the focus for infrared, you need to move the lens slightly further away from the film by a fraction of the lens focal length divided by 400. For instance, if I'm using a 47mm lens, I need to shift the lens about 0.1mm further. If I'm using a 210mm lens, the shift increased to around 0.5mm. Excited to see how this turned out? Let's dive into the test and see what we discover together. Hi, for this test, I'm going to shoot the lighthouse behind me. The reason is that it has fine structure like the lightning rod and the wire frames, so it's much more easier for me to compare the focus point. So first I'll launch my JustFilm viewfinder app to find the actual view that I want to take. I'll be using the 47mm lens first, so I think I will take from a low angle up to the lighthouse. Let me see, I go further. I think this location should be fine for me. So I will set up my camera here. Let's start. Right now I meter the lighthouse, it gives me 16.9. I place it at zone 5 and the aperture I'll set to f16, which gives me 1/500 shutter speed. 1/500. Okay. Let me create a new entry on the JustFilm app. I take a snapshot first. Okay, the exposure is f16, 1/500, which gives me EV18. I need to add on the IR filter. So overall, the shutter speed will be 1/15. So I adjust. Okay, my aperture is set to f16 and shutter is 1/15. Okay, let me save the entry. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, the first shot is done. Okay, let me do some remark here. So the first entry I focus to the visible light. Okay, and my frame holder will be the frame holder number 5. I need to take note about the frame holder so that I don't mix up which frame I use. Okay, let me save the entry. Okay, now I'll need to adjust the lens further from the frame. My lens is 47mm, so I need to adjust around 0.1 mm. So this one just need to adjust a little bit. Hopefully you all can see the adjustment. Okay, I've done the adjustment. And right now, I'll take the second shot. I'll change the frame to a new frame. Okay, let me crop the lens again. Remain the same exposure f16 and shutter 1/15. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Done. Okay, so for the first scene, we will take 2 shots. One focus to the visible light, and the other one is focused to the IR spectrum. So, as usual, let me create a new entry. Take the snapshot. And the exposure will be the same, which is f16, 1/500. And add on the IR filter, which is result me f16 115. So at the remark, I will say focus to IR. Sorry, IR. And the frame holder is 6. Let me save the entry. Okay, right now we need to move to another spot to test the same lighthouse with a different focal length lens. Let's move. So right now the meter give me around, let me see, 16. And if I place it on f11, it will give me 1/500. Okay, 1/500. Okay, let me create a new entry on the JustFilm app. So right now the lens will be the Nikon 210. And let me take a snapshot. Yep, this is a snapshot. Okay, the exposure will be f11. Yep, and 1/500. And I need to add on the IR filter again, which gives me 1/15. And in the remark field, focus, I'll key in focus to visible light. So the frame holder for this test shot, it will be frame holder 7. So the exposure will be f11 1/15. Let me save the entry. f11 1/15. Let me close the lens. Test the shutter. Yep, shutter is working fine. So we'll place the 7 film holder, 7 film. Okay, ready for the exposure. Let me take out this dark slide. Okay, ready. 1, 2, 3. Done. Okay, we complete the test shot for the visible light. Let me turn over the film holder. Okay, right now I need to adjust the lens further by 0.5 mm. Hopefully you all can see the adjustment. Okay, done. Right now, we'll take the second test shot, which is focused to the infrared spectrum. Let me take out the dark slide. Okay, I think it's better for me to stand here. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Done. Let me put back the film cover. Okay, we have completed the test so far. So right now, we'll go back home and develop the film, scan it, and do the comparison. Let's go. Welcome back, everyone. I have just finished developing and scanning the film into Adobe Lightroom, and I'm excited to dive into the detail with you. First, let's bring in the ESIF data we captured during the shot using the JustFilm app. Great! The ESIF data is now imported, and you can see it displayed on the right panel. To ensure we are making accurate comparison, let's check the description we key in during the shoot. Our first photo is focused on visible light. The second is turned into the IR spectrum. The third goes back to visible light. And the last return to IR. We are starting with the first scene, captured with the Schneider Super Angulon 47mm lens. Let's select these two photos for comparison. At first glance, when zoomed out, it's hard to tell which image has the sharper focus. The left photo is focused on visible light, while the right one is focused on IR. Now, let's zoom in 100% to the wireframe of the lighthouse. Wow! Even with just a 0.1 mm adjustment to the focus point, the difference is striking. You can really see it in the lightning rod and rearing. The right photo, focused on IR, is noticeably sharper. Let's scroll now to the base of the lighthouse. The wall structure in the IR focus photo also has more contrast and details. Now, look at the plant leaf on the right. They are much sharper than the visible light photo. Now, let's move on to the second scene, captured with the Nikon 210mm lens. Again, the left photo is focused on visible light, while the right is focused on IR. As expected, when zoomed out, the differences are not obvious. But when we zoom in 100% on the lightning rod, the clarity on the IR focus image stands out once more. The rearing in the right photo is crisper, and scrolling down to the plant at the bottom, the IR focus shot again proved to be sharper. In conclusion, adjusting the focus to the IR spectrum really does impact the sharpness of the IR photos, especially when using longer focal lengths. Moving forward, I'll be adjusting the focus point by the focal length divided by 400 for all my IR shots. If you are interested in the JustFilm mobile apps, you can find it on the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. And don't forget to check out my work at Just Shoot It. Thanks for watching. Bye.